John Hook's Newsmaker starts now.
Thanks for joining us on Newsmaker. Tonight we are going to spend the next half hour discussing Prop 140 on your ballot. If approved, it would amend the state constitution to eliminate party primaries and replace them with a single open primary for each office. With open primaries, the top vote getters advance to the general election, regardless of their party affiliation. The proposed amendment leaves it up to the legislature then to determine how many nominees will advance and how general elections are conducted. We're joined by Chuck Coughlin, who will argue in favor of Prop 140, and former Arizona Supreme Court Justice Andrew Gould, who's kind enough to join us as well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We're going to dive into this for a half an hour, so we have plenty of time. So, Chuck, we'll start with you. Best argument for voters to pass 140?
Well, the current system's broken. Understand that 80% of all legislative and congressional candidates today are elected outright in a primary by 15% of Democrats or 20% of Republicans. They make 100% of the decisions for the rest of us. That's not okay. We want a democracy that works for all voters. And what happens today, because those legislative and congressional districts are all safe districts, you win a primary, as just happened here in Arizona in Debbie Lesko's seat and Ruben Gallego's seat. Two candidates now are going to be congressmen because less than 30% of the electorate voted for them. What we want is competition. We want competition of ideas. We think competition creates better candidates. We more competition. It's American capitalism, John. That's what we're trying to interject into the system to create better choices for Arizona and treat all voters and all candidates equally.
Okay. A
just system requires everyone to be treated equally. Today's system does not do that.
Judge Gould, same question on the reverse. Why would you urge people not to vote for 140?
Well, first of all, good to see you again, Chuck.
Good to see you, Justice.
I think this will be pretty simple.
We're good friends.
Yes, I know that.
No, I have great respect for Chuck, but we disagree on this. I've been a lawyer for 35 years. This is probably the most confusing initiative I've ever seen. I was at an event the other day where Clean Elections has been putting out these public information gatherings, and at the beginning of it, they read Prop 140. And I thought to myself, how can any voter in this state understand this? I'm having trouble understanding it, and I've been a judge and a lawyer for almost 4 decades. So I think it's troubling on one level because I don't think there's a single voter in this state that knows what they're voting for, and they can't possibly understand it. And we're going to be litigating and dealing with this initiative for decades because it's so confusing. The second part, and it's just mystifying to me, is why we placed ranked choice voting in here.
Explain ranked choice voting if you can. It's hard to explain, but...
Well, you've asked for a tall order there. Maybe Chuck's a better person, but the way it generally works is if you have to have more than 2 candidates that are on a ballot for a general election. So if you have, let's say you have 10 candidates, you get a ballot, and it's different than any ballot you've ever seen. You actually have it's in columns, and you have to rank every single one of those candidates. And one candidate has to get to 50%. So until one does, within the tabulator, nobody can see this, it's not transparent, the tabulator will knock out the bottom candidates until one candidate gets to 50%. So there's these elimination rounds. Nobody knows who's getting knocked out. And then at the end, if you don't list candidates or rank every single candidate and you run out of your candidates, you end up with what's called an exhausted ballot, which means essentially your ballot is thrown out. Your vote doesn't count. This happened in the New York City mayoral election in 2021. They had 140,000 votes that were simply thrown out. So it disenfranchises voters. It's not transparent. And when I look at this and I think there is so much consternation these days, right or wrong, people think that elections aren't fair and they're concerned about election integrity. Taking an initiative that rewrites 18 different sections of the Arizona Constitution, that is some of the most complicated provisions I've ever seen, is not the way to increase voter turnout as Chuck would like to do.
Okay, Chuck, rebuttal.
Yeah, Well, I'm glad we talked about ranked choice voting, and I'm sure the judge would agree with me. Prop 140 does not require ranked choice voting.
But it's in the language.
It's an option for the legislature to adopt. But let's get at the problem. The problem, and Andy's defending the current system. So if you think the current system is working well today, you should support Andy's position. I don't. I do not think it's working well today. See the partisan divisions we have. We cannot solve our budget problems. We cannot solve our Social Security problems. We cannot solve our immigration problems. There is no incentive, John, today for a candidate to work across the aisle, because today, if you do that, you get primaried. And by that small segment of the electorate in the current system, you get primaried. But let's get down to the basic value of what Prop 140 is. It's equality. Today, if you're an independent candidate wanting to run for office, you have to collect 6 times as many signatures, and then you're not even on the primary ballot. So I'm paying for an election I can't even run in. That's Boston Tea Party stuff, John. That's why the country was founded, because our system, our Constitution says everybody should be treated equally. This system does not. The current system discriminates against a third of the electorate that is now registering, and the fastest growing part of the electorate is independent voters. Why do we cast our ballots? Why do we give our power to 2 private parties? They're private parties. Let them do their thing. Keep the ballot open.
I have not heard.
Can I respond?
Sure,
John?
please.
But Chuck, that's not true.
It's totally true.
Independents can vote right now.
I have to vote a straight ticket ballot. I can't vote for a congressman who may be a Republican and a Democrat for sheriff.
Well,
I can't do that. I had that happen to me this year.
Chuck, hold on. Can I respond?
Yeah, but your assertion is wrong.
Well, I don't think so. Right now, as an independent, you can request a ballot. If you don't think enough independents are participating, then make sure all independents get ballots.
That's what we're trying to do.
Well, but you can do that without changing the entire... Hold on, John. Chuck. John, you're Chuck.
I'm holding on. I'm just letting you guys rip here.
Chuck, the fact of the matter is that you are amending, you're putting ranked choice voting in. Hold on, let me finish. For God's sake,
let me say anything.
Hold on.
You're just leaning into you.
I know. Well, lean back. You're good.
You want me to sit between you guys?
No, I actually like Chuck.
No, I know that.
It's not. We just strongly disagree on this. But right now, if you want to change that, then have every independent get a ballot. Or if you want to increase
Hold on.
If you want to increase independent participation, then lower the signature requirements. Let them get on.
We're doing that.
You're saying.
What happens right now is if you shove these independent candidates into a primary, they're going to get swamped by Republicans and Democrats, and there will be no independents that come out. It will only be Republicans and Democrats. You are building in a system not of equality, but inequality. Whereas right now, if you wanted to make sure that independents got on the ballot, and you don't think they can get on because the signature requirements are too much, then why don't you introduce a bill at the legislature or change the Constitution and add one section that says your requirements are the same. But you don't stop there. You change everything. You get rid of the revenue source rule. You wipe out primaries for city elections. You put in ranked choice voting.
Anything with city elections.
Yes, you did. No,
we don't.
So go.
Yeah.
Chuck, respond.
Yeah.
And by the way, if people are just joining us, we're talking about Prop 140, which is kind of called the open primary initiative, and it would change the state constitution to open primaries to independents. But there's some other stuff in there, including ranked choice voting as an option.
A third of the electorate or more now is unaffiliated. And yet the system he's defending requires me to vote a Republican or a Democratic ballot.
Right. And only
6%
of voters do it.
And only 7% of them vote in a primary because they're not. So treat everyone the same. Treat every voter the same. Treat every candidate the same. Have the same signature requirements to get on the ballot. Let everybody compete. This is not what he's defending. Is a Soviet-style grocery store. store. 2 aisles, 2 products on each aisle. That's all you get today. Let's use American capitalism.
May I ask? I want to just ask a quick thing.
What Chuck is defending is a system that's only going to benefit political consultants and election lawyers.
Hold on, Judge.
And that'll go on for years.
Voters.
And this will be millions of dollars for guys like you and me who go on litigate.
You're going to retire too.
Gentlemen, I'm curious about the timing. Is this a reaction to MAGA? Chuck, why now?
I think it's a reaction to both the dysfunction of both parties, John. It's not just MAGA. It's the very identity politics of the left. It's the identity politics of the right. We don't talk about issues anymore. We don't create environments where we can have Democrats, Republicans, independents debate issues rationally and thoroughly.
Is this the right
and
prescription?
Yes. It's a free... John, you're a capitalist. You're a free market guy. Allow the market to dictate. Why give all the authority to 2 private parties that are clearly dysfunctional?
Let me ask the judge that same question.
Well, I would argue the market has decided, and they've decided the candidates they want. And I don't have this view...
Under a rigged system.
I don't have this view that the electorate and the people that vote for these candidates are so deplorable that we can't trust them. I trust the people. And if those are the choices they make, then they're responsible for it. And to come in and try to rig some complicated system that nobody understands to take away what people have decided, instead of getting angry with these people, why don't you try to listen to them and see what they're upset about?
That's really good. Saying that there's 2 listening groups in both parties right now is really a mistake, because what we have right now is the private control of our elections by 2 private organizations who curate the ballot. So only 15% of Democrats show up in Democratic primaries. Only 20% of Republicans show up in Republican primaries. That's 4% of the entire adult population. We need to create an incentive for more people to participate.
I've got a simple solution for you, Chuck.
An open primary?
No, I think you're dead wrong. Why don't you move the primaries up to April?
I think that could be another idea as well.
Why not a simple...
You have to restrict.
Now, why would that be important?
Because people don't vote in the summer. They're gone out of the state.
That's a great question. I mean, that's been going on at City Hall.
We've had that debate.
So why not? But Chuck, why do you have to just twist and rip apart the Arizona Constitution when a simple change of let's move up the primaries to April and people would vote and they would increase in their vote?
Because the 2 private parties are broken.
One thing that is... Well,
Judge, come on.
Now, you called me John, so I owed you one on that, because I called you John once, too. But to me, and I mean this, and I know you believe this too, Chuck, the Constitution is sacred to me. It is a sacred document. It is a sacred contract. You don't amend the Constitution and start twisting and messing around the Constitution unless you have to. And when you do, small changes, not rewriting all the election laws, but put in one change. Lower the number of signature requirements. Move the primaries up to April. See what happens.
Is there a way, gentlemen, to get more independent voters, which, as you talked about, and it's true, they are a third of the block. Is there any other way to get them more involved in this process?
Reduce the barriers to participation. Don't make me request one ballot or the other.
Why not just change that law?
That's what we're doing, John. That's exactly what this is.
And ranked choice voting and get rid of the revenue source rule.
That's not true. Don't say that.
Okay. But it's
an option.
But it is in the language.
That's exactly what we're doing, is we're creating a system where anybody that is an eligible voter can vote for anybody they want.
What do you think
putting voters in charge.
What do you think we get as a society at the end of that? If you get what you want, what are we going to get on the back end?
I think we will get great Democratic participation. You'll get a candidate, John, like Justice Gould, who ran for Attorney General, and he's not an election denier. So he can't go into a Republican primary room and say, hey, the election was fine in a Republican primary. He loses on that. Chuck, he could go in with his legal...
Don't speak for me on that.
But
don't speak for me. You don't know what my
We
views
talked
are.
about that.
No, now you're not going to speak for me on this.
Okay, but you're a great justice.
Well,
you
thank you.
probably were the finest lawyer in that room.
Keep
running.
going. Keep going.
Running.
Appointed by Doug Ducey, for people who don't know.
And for you to be disqualified, and I know that. You know that too.
I was not the voice
and
that
so
the people
put
wanted
you
to
in
hear.
a general
But
election.
you did live it. I mean, you ran in the Attorney General race against Abe
I've been out
Hamadeh,
there.
and the sensibility
And
of
others.
in the primary was probably
But John, here's the problem.
Trumpish.
Well, here's the problem. The voter turnout, in this last primary, some counties was 25%.
In the primary.
And in terms of independents asking for ballots for the primary, I don't know, 4%. I don't know what the number is. This isn't a magic bullet, Chuck. It's not. If people don't get out and vote, then it's going to stay the same. And so rigging this system.
Get me out of the two-aisle grocery store. Create a bigger menu where people can compete with ideas. Where you, as a very smart candidate, can talk elaborately about the justice system, what you want to accomplish. You would get independent voters. You would get Democratic voters. This would have been open season for great ideas.
Can I ask? We've talked a lot.
One last thing.
Okay.
When 75% of Republicans, when 75% of the Republicans don't vote, when we mail them a ballot that they can fill out and put back in the mail, no system of open primaries or ranked choice voting is going to change that.
Why does 80% of people turn out in the general election?
Well, those are 80% of Republicans. You're saying
I'm talking about why. I'm talking about
Chuck,
30%
we don't have 80% turnout in the general election.
We did 79.9 in 2020.
Well, that election had some problems with it.
We're going to find out this time too.
Yeah.
It's going to be somewhere between 76 and 80.
We're going to take a break.
I would like everybody to compete on the general election.
We're going to take a break here on Newsmaker. When we come back, we've talked a lot about primaries, but I want to talk about the implications of this proposition in a general.
Fantastic.
Which is where ranked choice voting could come into play if the legislature
I'll explain
signs off on it.
Yep.
Right? Back with Chuck Coughlin and Judge Gould as we're debating Prop 140, the Open Primaries Initiative to change the Constitution of Arizona. Back in a moment on Newsmaker. Back on Newsmaker with Chuck Coughlin, former Supreme Court Justice Andy Gould as well, to discuss Prop 140. This has to do with opening the primary to independents, and everybody will get the same ballot. Yep. That's the initiative. But we haven't talked about the general election. When you get into the general election, there are provisions in there for the legislature to consider ranked choice voting. Can you just one more time, Chuck, illustrate with the three of us as candidates for governor?
Yes.
How this works.
So let's make sure why. So you want to make sure whoever gets elected represents a majority of the electorate. That you, John, if you're elected governor, you want to say, and I know I was voted on by a majority of the electorate. You can't do that with a three-person race. So back to let's have a three-person race under the existing scenario. You know, you get 40, he gets 35, you know, I get the remainder. You win. You're the first past the post on that. In a ranked ballot, people would vote for you first. Let's say your vote would first. They'd vote for Andy second. They'd vote for me third. I come in third place. I'm eliminated. But my vote counts. People who vote, again, I don't get discarded. Andy was talking about throwaway votes. People who voted for me then can choose one of you second. My second place vote goes to one of you, and then one of you has over 50%.
It sounds complicated.
I don't think I could make a bigger argument for how complicated it is than what Chuck
But let's make clear, that's not required under our initiative.
Okay.
And it won't be adopted because, let me make that right. This is a very practical argument.
Why have it in there then?
Because we want to have all the options for the mature, because in a constitution, I don't want to lock in top two. I don't want to say to the rest of Arizona that this is everything you'll ever have.
Yeah, and it can be amended. The Constitution can be amended,
it's hard
but
to amend the Constitution.
It takes 3/4 of the legislature.
So what we did, we put in that provision. So whatever system they adopt, I presume they're going to adopt top two because politicians like less competition, not more.
Okay, Judge, is it that simple?
No, because that is a three-person race. Of course, you can have 5 candidates, 7 candidates, 10 candidates.
Could you
Most
limit
is
the
5.
number? Could
And
you
Most
limit
is
the
5
number?
and a one office race.
And the other scenario is, let's say you take Chuck's 3-person race. What if I only rank you, John, and me, but I don't rank Chuck? When that ballot gets exhausted, it gets thrown out. So you've disenfranchised voters.
No, that's their choice.
Because they didn't
vote.
Well, but they did choose to vote. They voted.
It's exactly what you're doing to independents right now.
what happened?
Preventing them from
Don't
voting.
change the discussion. You're throwing out votes. That is called
That's what you do
disenfranchising
today.
voters.
That's
No.
what a three-way
Because
race today.
but
that's
they can
exactly,
vote. We're
it's
talking-
a throwaway vote.
What happened to
We're
one
talking about
person, one
somebody.
vote?
Well, it's gone.
That's what this is.
No, it's not.
That's
No, it's not.
exactly what this is.
I vote for somebody, and if I don't rank everybody,
My vote.
my vote is thrown out.
It's my vote. If you don't vote, you don't vote. It's my
So
vote.
if I vote for 9 out of 10 candidates,
not get confused.
No. If I vote for 9, no, Chuck, let me finish this. If I don't vote for 9 out of 10
There's
candidates,
never going to be 10 candidates on the ballot. You're trying to confuse people.
if I don't vote for 9 out of 10
Illegal
candidates,
to have 10
Hold on.
candidates on the
then
ballot.
my vote gets thrown. So I could vote for 9 candidates, or 5 candidates,
Not
or 4
Arizona.
candidates.
That would never
vote
happen.
for 4. Vote
Okay,
for 4.
let's go 4.
I vote for 4, not 5. And if that 5th one factors in, my vote is thrown out. I went and voted for 4 people, and my vote's
what
thrown
will
out.
this do?
That's
Judge,
disenfranchisement.
Just because you chose not to vote.
You want to talk about Soviet-style elections? That's a Soviet-style
Judge,
election.
let me
We
ask
don't
you.
disenfranchise voters here. Everybody gets to
come
vote.
on.
Judge, what would this
It's
do
true.
to tallying votes? This sounds like this would increase the amount of time it will take to tabulate.
You're going to have to sit there. It's going to take longer to vote. There's going to be longer lines. And there are only a handful of tabulation companies in the world that can put together the algorithms to sort out ranked
Chuck,
choice voting.
go
And it
ahead.
costs-
We've checked with all the election firms, all the election experts.
There's 5 states
That's
to
not true.
this, right?
It can be done, but it's very expensive.
one thing
I
first.
represent voting electors.
Let me just say
Hold on.
one thing first.
Yes.
If you like the way it's working today, listen to everything he's saying, because that's what you got. He's not an advocate for change. He's not. He's simply saying, let the 2 parties continue to control the system, because the people that are paying his bills want to control the outcome.
Chuck,
That's
that
what we're
is-
in today.
It-
That's exactly the system we're in today.
What do you
Andy.
mean the people paying my bills? What
I've
exactly
raised
you're getting at?
$8 million from Arizona voters, from Arizonans, and you keep saying we're out of state funded.
Okay.
That's just wrong. That's a lie.
Chuck, I don't say that.
Well,
first of all.
your people are
Second of all,
campaigning against this.
I'm not being paid anything to be here. And if anybody stands to benefit financially from this passing, it's you.
I'm going to retire, John.
Well, I think
Judge,
you're-
I'm done.
I think you're
I'm
gonna be
done.
sitting in
This will
the-
be my walk-off song when we get
Okay,
this done.
we've got a couple of minutes. 3. Okay, I want to give you each an opportunity to kind of make your closing argument on 140. And by the way, we should explain, there is a competing proposition on the ballot this year. This is 133, which would enshrine in the Constitution that we keep things the way they are. If both pass, 133 and 140, the one that gets the most votes prevails. That's going to be the law, right? That's going to be the law of the land.
That's right.
Okay. Judge, do you want to start? Because I think I started with Chuck at the
All right,
beginning.
I will.
Closing argument on why you think people should not vote.
I think that what
For
Chuck,
Prop 140.
I think what Chuck is trying to do is he's trying to solve a problem that's far deeper than parties. The American people are divided. People aren't divided in this country because parties make them divided. It's the divided country that makes parties the way they are. They're a reflection of the American people. And until you can win over the hearts and minds of voters, you're not going to change anything in terms of what the parties reflect from that. So rigging a system in the Constitution that the average person can't possibly understand, imposing ranked choice voting on them, and all these myriad changes in the Constitution does violence to a document that I have given my entire life to protect. And I'll simply say this. Until we have some leadership in this country that can bring people together, we're going to continue to have division. But it's not a problem with the system. It's a problem with the country, and it's a problem of lack of leadership to be able to bring people together. And the only way you can really do that, and it's the reason why we have the 2-party system, is you have to have enough of a big tent to bring people together. If you start splintering people in a million directions, you'll never do it.
That is something I think you would agree on.
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't agree
No,
on
I
the
agree
rancor
that
and
the two parties are the fundamental reason our country is
you've got the
divided
floor.
today.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go there because I think the Arizona voters know that. Look at your mailbox. Look at your TV. Look at everything you're fed by the two parties today. And it's division, 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 bad guy, good guy. Nobody's talking about ideas because those ideas aren't rewarded. But let me finish with this very concept. He talked about the Constitution. The Constitution of the United States says all men are created equal.
30 seconds.
Our election system does not do that today. Independents are not treated equally. That is the justice. Justice requires equality. Prop 140 creates equality between all voters. There should never be a problem voting for equality. Everybody gets treated the same. Every candidate gets treated the same. Let the American experiment flourish. Vote for Prop 140.
Chuck Coughlin, Judge Andrew Gould, really appreciate it. Great to see you both. I think you needed a mediator, not me.
No. We
No.
admire one another.
I know that,
Very
and I
nice.
appreciate that, and that is a nice touch in an era of rancor. So
sir.
I appreciate you both coming down.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
John.
We'll be back in a moment on Newsmaker.